All right, everybody. This next part is where we're going to go over how to 3D print the nameplate, or more specifically, how do we create a file of this CAD file that is then actually G-code to control our 3D printer. So I've got my little file, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is create a mesh file from there. So over in the browser, I go to the top and I go ahead and I right click on my main object. Then I'm going to go down until I get to the little part that says save as mesh. So right click, save as mesh, and we're going to get this pop-up dialog. The object, if it wasn't already selected, it wouldn't be filled in. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and select it. It should be highlighted. Next, you're going to set up your file type. So in this case, I want STL binary. And then the unit types, instead of inches, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this to millimeters here. And then the next thing, I'm going to check this box for preview mesh. And then I want my refinement to be, usually defaults to medium, but I want it to be high so that it's all the meshes. It's keeping those angles nice and tight. After that, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. This will pop up with a box. And then for this particular case, I want to give this object a good name so I can find it. I'm going to save to my desktop. It's going to be called Nick Name Tag. And then I'll hit save. Now from there, I'm going to go ahead and click on the start button and I'll type Prusa. And Prusa Slicer is going to launch. Once Prusa has opened, you're going to perhaps need to set some settings for the printer type. Mine's already set up with the MK3S, but otherwise, either it'll be the first time that it's launching and it'll automatically pop up with this dialog, or you'll go to click here, you might not have that option, and so then you'll need to say add and remove printers. Once you do that, this window will pop up, or this is kind of like the default setup window. And so in this case, we go to the MK3 family, the original Prusa i3, MK3S, and MK3S Plus. And then you're going to select the 0.4 millimeter nozzle. And then after you've done that, you'll just click next a whole bunch of times. And then when it gets to the end, you'll need to click next one more time, and then you'll click finish. And then after that, then you'll basically have the option in this drop down to pick a different printer. And when you do, it changes the little plate. And so you want to make sure that then you are set to original MK3S. I have lots of options, but you'll just have this other one. So once you have that, the next things that you're going to want to check as far as the print settings are to make sure that we are in 0.15 millimeter quality, that your material is set to Prusa Mint PLA. Once again, that's your printer. And then I would go ahead and leave supports at none for this type of print and the infill at 15. Now we're going to go up to File, and we're going to go to Import, and we're going to import our STL. I go to my desktop, find my file, in this case, Nick Name Tag, and I'm going to go ahead and click Open. If you did your sketch on the XY plane with the Z up, it'll come in flat. But it's also possible that, when it imports, that it'll be up on its edge, or it might be on the other edge facing away from you. If that's the case, you're going to go to this Place on Face selection, this tool, and then click on the back face, and it will automatically lay it down. Once it's laying flat, then the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is click Slice. And then that's going to slice the whole thing to make this print. Now, if you want it to be one color, you can go ahead and then just say Export G-code. On the other hand, if you want to change colors halfway through at this layer where the print kind of stops, or where the words start, you can also drag this down until you get to this like first layer of the word, right? In this case, I'm going to go up one more. There we go, at our 2.75. And you're only going to want to do this if you're going to be hanging out and around the printer in about an hour. Otherwise, it's going to pause, wait, and then it might cool and cause issues. So, you know, if you're not going to be there for the full print, then you should definitely just print one color. But otherwise, you can go ahead and set this value here, and then I'm going to click on this plus, and right there, it's going to switch the color to a new color, and you'll actually pick those colors once you get to your once you're at your at the printer. So once that's done, you can go ahead and you're going to get the jump drive adapter and the SD card, so that then you can put your SD card into your computer. So I'm taking my SD card, I'm going to insert it. And once I do that, then I should see the SD card files pop up. And then in this case, I'll go ahead and click Slice again. And now when I go to export the G-code, I've got this option. I could either save it to my desktop, or I can save it directly to the SD card. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and click just the SD card icon. It's going to pop up with its name. The names, it gives you the name of your file, the quality, the material, and how long it's going to take. In this case, 1 hour and 31 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. After that, I can eject the little card by going down to the lower right-hand corner and selecting that remove device icon. And it will eject and say unmounting successful. And now I can take that SD card to the printer to load it and print. That's all for this part. Have a good day.